from 2019 to 2020, it was something that was crazy, mad, very life distorting. This is something that literally put the whole world on a standstill. Anyway, before we go that road with you, it's a very sad road. Before we go, my name is Wealth.
And I am Brian.
And of course, this is the BryanWealth
Show. On the show today, we'll be delving into the preceding effects that took place during the lockdown and after the lockdown during the coronavirus pandemic period. The COVID-19 pandemic is considered as the most global health calamity of our time. At least since the Second World War, we've not seen anything as serious as that. And so you'll be asking yourself, why is it COVID-19? It's actually coronavirus 2019 as declared by
World Health Organization.
Exactly. And since then, we've been told to do a varying number of things. Yes.
Wear your face mask, wash your hands for 20 seconds with running water and soap, carry hand sanitizer, especially alcohol based. Do this, do not sit too close, do not do this, very annoying things.
And of course, you know that the coronavirus didn't start in Africa. It started in Hubei province, China, Wuhan.
Those people eat virtually everything. For whatever reason and whatever they ate that brought about this virus, I'm still pissed at them.
So, moving forward, we're asked to maintain, as in, you know that, for example, where us here, we're always close, in close proximity. The rule is you're not supposed to be close to her during the lockdown. I'm supposed to maintain 4 meters away from her.
Nigga, you are 10 centimeters away from
do you understand? So it means that if I have coronavirus,
you have,
or she has coronavirus, and I don't have, I have gotten it. So as simple as wash your hands. We found it very difficult to wash our hands. Yeah?
Some wash their destinies away.
You know, some people once they didn't wash their hand, like if I don't wash my hand now and then I touch the surface and then before you know it I've touched my mouth, some people just get scared from nothing that they've carried coronavirus and stuff like that. And then some other people in Africa, I think we don't hear word in Africa, this part of the world, they said
aka Nigeria,
stay indoors, stay indoors, stay indoors. As simple as that. People violated it. A lot of people were provoked at the government for instilling the need to stay indoors, and so the government decided to take desperate measures and force us to stay indoors. I think in places like Russia, I think the president said something like, I don't know how true it is, but then the president said something like he was going to release lions into the whole city and see who comes out. And then people couldn't come out of their homes for the fear of
places
lions.
like India, police were literally flogging those that came outside.
Yes.
With cane, flog them back inside. So imagine in Nigeria now they say don't come outside and you come outside and the policeman flogs you. You hear people going on social media and say police brutality and SARS. Oh yeah, we'll talk about that one later. But you'll be hearing things like police don't have they don't know the constitution, human rights, blah blah blah. Okay.
There were lots and lots of things, and I will not lie here. It was not easy for me to stay indoors. Like it wasn't easy.
He likes women. Why would it be easy
like,
for you to stay indoors?
You know, I love you, my babe. So, in as much as possible, I like to connect with you on a deeper level. But then it was very difficult. Like, how will you tell me that I will not hug somebody? You cannot hug anybody. You know, we had to wear face masks and stuff like that.
This guy was literally a ninja.
Everyone was a ninja.
I wasn't. I was in my house.
I saw you wearing that thing. I have pictures of that. You know, right? I can show them right now. If you just move a muscle.
I was not wearing nothing now.
One face mask for crying out loud, but then we hugged afterwards. So
this guy gave me virus.
If I had
corona, though, he gave me other viruses.
So if I had it, she probably must have had it right now. But then, to cut the long story short, that was what we experienced during the lockdown.
Okay, so Brian, before the COVID-19, what was your everyday life like?
Oh, my everyday life was, I was used to connecting with friends. I was used to going to events. I was used to hugging, of course.
Tonight hug.
Hugging. Yeah, I was used to feeling, you know. I was used to a lot of social gathered stuff. So for them to tell us,
Yeah.
yes, because I felt like they were telling us that this is it, stay like this. For them to tell us that we could not socialize again, which is common with the human ecosystem.
Okay, yeah, I
to
get it.
socialize, it was difficult.
Okay, so now this is the part where you become interactive with us. So on the comment section below, you're going to tell us what your everyday routine was like before the whole COVID-19 came up. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification button so that you can always get notified when we post our next video. Okay, so now I want to ask you something else. So when the whole COVID-19 started, you know, it started like a very simple something in December, yeah?
Yeah.
And then by January we discovered that it was becoming a very full-blown pandemic.
Yeah.
It was first an epidemic,
Yeah.
later I now graduated
It's
to
pandemic.
pandemic that it was certified,
Yeah.
signed, sealed. So
It was
during-
actually declared the most serious calamity since the Second World War.
okay, yeah,
in
we
the
know
world.
that one.
Cool.
Yeah. So my question now is, when the whole pandemic came up and then they now started shutting down the interstates, like the boundaries connecting each state started shutting down, and then states started shutting down, and then here in Bayelsa they now restricted movement. Initially they didn't put on any lockdown, yeah. They first of all gave us curfew
Yeah.
that
That ends by 7.
it started with 6. I remember.
But the
But-
first week started with 6.
Yeah,
And then
so-
moved to 7.
So what was your life like when you now heard that it was a full pandemic and then your movements were now restricted?
You know, the first time they said this was a pandemic, you know, this idea of more, you know, go reach Africa, that kind of thing. Like, you just believe in yourself, like black skin, not us. But then the thing got here, it got, you know, for some reason, just known to our government, we didn't shut down the airports, and so people were allowed to travel to and fro, bring it here, and then they brought it here, and then it started in Lagos and started having numbers. I was still confident that no, this thing will not reach here, and then bam, we got one case in Bayelsa. Oh, Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Now I can't go out no more. And then the state government enforced in a public address by the government that there will be a government imposed lockdown and a government imposed curfew by 6. I'm like, 6? What about shows? I cannot go for shows. What about concerts? So I can't go for. I wasn't sure how it was going to go down, but then they made us stay put. I told myself, I said, okay, since it's for health reasons, I'll make sure that I adhere to government rules and guidelines and the COVID-19 guidelines and stay at home. So it wasn't easy. It was a very, very, very difficult ride, but then we scaled through.
I've already asked this young man here how his normal routine was before the coronavirus pandemic and how his routine now was cut to staying at home during the pandemic. Now you as our audience, you can also comment on the comment section telling us how your experience was, how you were able to stay in the house and how the lockdown was in your area, yeah? So you can actually tell us if your area the lockdown was light, medium or very hard. We would love to actually get a feedback from you. Okay, so now Brian, and during the COVID-19 period, yeah, since you were not allowed to go out, go to concert or travel because there was interstate lockdown and everything, what was the thing that kept you, like, what was that thing that kept you throughout the whole day?
Number one, all of you can relate to this one. Number one, internet,
Yes.
social media,
Damn it.
movies.
Ooh.
You know, so these things I just mentioned, all of us can relate. Some of us could not help but waste data on nonsense. We streamed our asses out. Then some of us, we had to attend our services online.
Yes.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy. You know how people want to be in the presence of God and worship God, but then for some reason we can't for our safety in quote.
Yeah.
So we have to be at home. So it was really strange. And
Okay,
then
so you as our audience over there, you can tell us what you were doing all through the pandemic period to keep you sane, not insane. Because trust me, at some point I felt like I was gonna go crazy. I even went and partook in one Yemi Alade challenge that back time. Coronavirus shit is getting real.
Let me
Everybody
bust your brain.
sanitize.
Let me bust your brain. There's a friend, he called me, he was like, he was watching porn. I don't know how you do that. Like in lockdown, life and death situation, you're watching porn. That's almost unbelievable.
Okay, yeah. The truth is, a lot of persons did quite a lot of crazy things to keep themselves together throughout the pandemic lockdown period. So you go to the comment section and tell us that crazy thing you did during the pandemic. Trust me, I took up this
Trust me,
coronavirus.
we don't
getting
judge.
real.
We don't judge.
No, we're not judging. We understand.
Let it out. Everything you did. You can just change your name to anonymous.
Yeah, thank you. We'll still accept it like that. Okay, trust me. What was one of the things I did during the pandemic, apart from the movies and the internet, was I now started playing Swipe.
Okay.
And then you get to that point where you're out of ideas on what to type. I just started typing COVID-19. COVID wrong. I was like, can you just accept it? It's a virus. So it was crazy. And then one of the other things I did during the pandemic, I slept a lot. Yes, slept.
And okay, general people did fit farm. You know what fit farm means?
No.
It means I'm working out and this is the goal.
This is
the
the
new
goal,
So
yeah.
trust me, all of you lost purpose for life at that point. I just want you to know that you lost purpose. How can a group of people just decide that it's workout they are doing
Yeah.
in the lockdown? You had purpose and then you lost it. And all of a sudden you're working out.
It's okay.
You're working out. What are you working out for?
Okay, so yeah, you can also go to the comment section. Don't forget to comment how your own pandemic house characteristics was for you, because trust me, my mom was on my neck for some good reason. We don't have food in the house. I'm like, the government did not give us palliative.
You know, in places like Lagos, people revolted the lockdown because they have to go out and hustle and make money so they can live their everyday life successfully. So it was difficult for them to stay at home. They revolted. They told the government,
We
if
don't
you
want.
make money available for us,
We
we'll
stay
gladly
there.
stay at home.
Yeah.
But in the event that there is no money, guy, I don't want
That's
to know who the
possible.
president is. I will come out of my house. I will
Actually,
hustle.
yeah, there's something I noticed that in Nigeria, yeah, a lot of persons didn't really take the lockdown serious because we're like, you're not giving us palliatives, we're not getting any money. Even if the government came online and they were like, we gave people money, we gave them food, only few NGOs even reached out to the less privileged. The rest of us, we were on our own. God for us,
You know,
everybody for
I hate
himself.
to say this, but then I'm going to just I would say just one time. I won't say it again. I don't want to get arrested. I'll say it one more time. During the lockdown, we're told that some banks and people in the private sector gave monies to the government to ease the lockdown situation.
But no,
We're talking 1 billion one person, 50 million least one person. Do you understand? Then, in short, the only person that we know that gave lesser than that is 10 million, and it's Baba. So, after they gave the money, our government said that the building where the money was, the treasury building,
got caught fire.
Yes. So,
Yes.
you know, so to speak,
Mm.
that's
Our
what
money
happened.
did not get to us.
Yeah, it did not get to us. But
So you can also comment your own palliative story.
Yes.
We will accept it
what happened
gladly.
in your city?
Yeah.
How
In my
was it?
city, there was no palliative, talk less of tea.
We didn't
Okay,
get
so I
nothing.
haven't said enough of that. So now, over time, the coronavirus started relaxing, yeah?
Yeah.
And then the whole social distancing now became, you can go outside but with a face mask.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can avoid shaking people. So instead of shaking our friends, hey, what's up? You know? Yeah, they say we should elbow and then like,
Let's do it.
okay.
Who does that?
Who does that? And then even if you had to shake, it was just knuckles. Yeah. And then stuff like that. So after
And you blow kisses like,
we still do. We still do.
who does that? Can you connect with that?
I do, yeah. Okay, so one thing I noticed. Okay, so we've talked about the pandemic, the pre-pandemic, as it is, and we've also talked about palliatives. Okay, so I want to ask you: the moment they said there was a relax on the whole COVID and the lockdown, they now started removing the interstate lockdown. What was the first thing you did?
I came out.
We know you always come out. You are a very stubborn citizen.
No,
we know.
I always respect the government.
What did you do?
Let's not tarnish my reputation. I always respect the government.
Okay, we know that you always respect the government. So when they removed the interstate lockdown, what was the first thing you did?
The first thing I did was to come out. I went to church because I really missed church. Like, being online was not it for me.
At all.
I went to church, and then by the time I came out, I was very big. I was bigger than this.
It was twice this
big.
size, yeah?
Yeah. So I went to church. I loved God more. It was a lot of emotions were going through my system, and I hugged a lot of people.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did. We had to hug ourselves.
You were not scared of catching the virus?
We had not seen ourselves for a long time.
For like close to 5 months.
You know, the emotion would take over you, and you just feel like, man, whatever. We'll die together. And then I hugged, and it was a beautiful sight to behold.
Okay.
How about you?
The first thing I did when they relaxed the COVID-19 lockdown was I went to visit a couple of my friends I've not visited, like my friend Stella, an amazing woman with her husband and a beautiful child. I just met them like, oh my god, yeah, no. I felt happy, and then have I traveled since they removed the lockdown? No, but I'm about to do that.
Okay, now I'm about to shoot you with this. What are the things you are, because of course the COVID-19 period, the lockdown period was a life-threatening situation. So we had to resort to drastic measures to be safe.
Yeah.
So what were the things you were grateful for when you came out?
I was grateful for health, life, provision, because trust me, throughout the COVID-19 period, God just provided miraculously, because since we were not having any palliatives, yeah, somehow I want to say thank you to all my friends that reached out to me. I love you all. You're the best. In fact, you are the realest goats. Not goats like hair. You know?
Goats actually means greatest
Of all time, yeah.
don't
So
worry.
yes, you guys are the greatest of the
We'll
great.
never use those defamatory language on the show. We use
Okay,
it
so
outside.
I was also grateful for family. Yeah, because for some reasons a lot of persons lost their whole family, but mine came out of this whole pandemic intact. Not one person lost, not even my friends. I didn't lose any of them. I was grateful for that, and I was grateful for everything, the air I breathed. Yeah. So what were you grateful for?
I was grateful for not being isolated. Because when they isolate you, you don't want to know what's going down there.
Yeah.
When they isolate you, it's like the wall has come crumbling. You are in between.
Life and death.
Emmanuel is playing. You are in between the red deep sea and the blue deep sea. You will die. Do you
Okay, so you have to go to our comment section and tell us what you were grateful for when you came out from the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so this is where we wrap it up. But before we go, Brian and myself want to say stay safe. So even if the COVID-19 lockdown has been lifted and almost everything is back to normal, please don't forget to still stay safe, because the COVID-19 is real. It's not as bad as it seems, but we can coexist with it. That doesn't mean you cannot take the precaution measures that has been set out by the World Health Organization. Wear your face mask.
Wash your hands. You can wear face mask, but if you don't wash your hands, you still have it though.
Yes, and always make sure you have an alcohol-based and sanitizer. Okay, now one last thing. I want you to go to the comment section and take out time to appreciate each of your family members that is still alive with you.
No matter how long the list is, just
Write their names down. Just write their names down.
Yeah.
And then whatever gratitude you want to give out, please do it, because you can only appreciate those that are yours now that they are alive. When they are dead.
To add, if you have your experiences of the lockdown, I insist, put it down there.
Yeah.
It's very important to us. Just put it down there, express yourself.
Yeah.
Be free.
Subscribe, invite others to like our page as well, and don't forget on Facebook, the BryanWealth Show. Like, share, we love you. On Instagram.
You know what? As I'm talking to you like this, go to the notification box and click there. Just click it. Then after you subscribed, click it, then like the video. I'm
And
sure you love this
yeah,
content we're giving
yeah.
you. We are content, and then the content we're giving you. So just
Yeah, somebody. Okay, so you can go on Instagram, BryanWealth Show. Please follow us. Invite someone to follow. We love you. I am Wealth,
and I am Brian.
and this is us saying
Bye
bye.
bye, my babes.